Hi there, my name is Michael Naranjo and welcome to Real Music Works. Today I'm going to talk to you about a demo I did that kind of opened up the road or the journey that ended up becoming One Day Remains. Well, during this period of my life when I was in the cover band, we were now locally based in Cape Town, playing everywhere, doing, every possible venue that we could. We were playing 2-3 nights a week. Crazy nightlife. When I say crazy nightlife, it was like working, lugging gear in, lugging gear out, and towards the end of the evening, having one too many makes gear a lot heavier. So that was our kind of, existence then. And it was quite an amazing, I mean, when I went overseas with the cover band, I was only doing about 2 or 3 songs, in the set. We had 2 other lead vocalists. And when I came back to South Africa, I hooked up with this really cool drummer, and he asked if we wanted to do something together. And I said, yeah, let's do this cover band thing. We rolled with the cover band thing for a long time. Guido, that was also in the cover band when we went overseas, ended up joining. So it was the 3 of us handling the whole vibe. In that time, there was another guy that the music shop that I used to work in. He had sent forth a demo through to the record label that ended up signing One Day Remains based on this demo. So how it happened, we were just sending it out to everybody, and we heard from no one. Some people rejected the demo. Rock music is never popular. So to cut a long story short, what we ended up doing was I was given a call by the record label's A&R, and he asked me if I would be interested to discuss a publishing and a record deal possibility with a record company. I became super excited because I couldn't believe this was finally happening. I mean, all the effort and works that you put in to put into something, now there's some feedback coming from someone, and there was two labels, and then we kind of went with this one. And so the idea was that they were pretty much interested, which most people don't know, they were pretty much interested in signing me as a solo artist for my songs. They wanted me to sign me as a songwriter and also as an artist to this label. The deal was quite a tough deal. It covers planet Earth and beyond. It's just, I just cannot go too much into that. It's just ridiculous. It's quite archaic. So it bound everything that I've worked for permanently when it came to the actual official release of the actual album. After all of this. So what happened was I went up to the band. We were doing a lot of the cover gigs, and I said to the guys, I said, listen, I was approached with this deal. And the guys were like, yeah, that's quite a cool deal. But that means we have to move to Johannesburg, and we were living in Cape Town. It's about 1,000 kilometers, 1,200 kilometers away from where we were living. And it was, we knew that the music industry at that point in time was happening in Johannesburg. It was quite a turnaround. It was like a lot of the bands were sort of getting, picked up and getting moved. There was such a bigger city, such a bigger field to get involved in if you have a band situation. So what happened is I kind of told the guys, they wanted to sign me. The funny thing is a lot later, I've included these guys in songs that they didn't even write, just on paperwork so they can get some royalties out of it. But that's just, I don't know why I did that, but I guess it was to give, the sensation, the feeling of us all being included. By the time we got offered to do this, the dude at the music shop and the band that we were all jamming in, we ended up rehearsing and started practicing these songs. By the time we got to Johannesburg, we ended up signing a record contract, and they signed a record contract from a band point of view, and this label signed me over in a publishing record deal, which is 2. And then I ended up working for the label for a retainer and I was working there for 2 to 3 years. And what happened was when I realized I was getting this monthly retainer, but I was pushing out about 2 albums a month. It was just, it gets to a stage where, okay, cool, you see how things work and you realize the value. And at that point in time, I didn't realize the value of songs, whereas the value of property. So that was the first time I was engaged where this, I call it before the corporate takeover. Yeah, one day remains before the corporate takeover. All the instruments and all the arrangements, everything, as I did Beauty from Ashes, I did this record. And it was truly something that I was completely proud of. And it was a point in your life where you feel something that you do is getting recognized, and now it's going to go nationwide. So what surprised me is what, the actual official album that came after this, which was property of the record company. There was only like 4 songs from the entire 14 track of the original recording. So I thought that when we were signing this, we were signing all these songs on to be re-recorded. So the band rehearsed all these songs, go there while everybody's in mid-in. We have the studio for a week. We laying all these songs down. Initially it was just supposed to be 3 songs, but we laid 14 songs down. And when the people came back from mid-in and the record company were listening, what did this band drop here at the studio? We were giving a red flag, like, what the, no, this is not happening. And so that's where it kind of started, where I realized this is how record labels start, pushing their agenda on a group that, at the end of the day, we realized that we had to go back into the studio while we were living in Joburg, and every off time, the rest of the band had to find jobs while I was working at this label. So I could feel there was a bit of animosity. I mean, what do I have to worry about? And I had a lot to worry about, because the label ended up doing a lot of stuff that I found like it was like a little bit, how do we handle this? I had no clue. I started asking some people that used to be signed to the band or signed to the record label for some advice. I realized that it was a very volatile situation that we had to really follow through and try, because I always believe starting something and following it through and finishing it. But at that point I hadn't been able to finish what I started, and it was starting to become a pattern from turning point, getting personal about it and just backing out of a deal. And all these things have a lasting effect. When it came to this original demo, a lot of people preferred this particular demo, especially our fans. In Cape Town, we had quite a following in Cape Town, and it was growing pretty rapidly because of we were already playing as a cover band, and all we did was switch names, really. And it was something that we were starting to feel there was a bit of a momentum growing, and people were singing our songs and buying this disc. And we kept it hush. We didn't say anything to the people. I tried to really invent the band life once again. I guess it was sort of trying to fix up what was a mess up of 7 Days Story, and sort of reinvent it to, I was very influenced by really heavy music at that point in time. Really heavy stuff, drop tuning down, not because I just couldn't reach the notes, so I used to drop the music down really low so that I could sing the high notes, or at least reach them. I took a very big beating. I had laryngitis at a particular point in time, so my voice took a beating. Had to go for the pipe down the nose to check the vocal cords, and the one side of the vocal cords was completely paralyzed. And at that point, there was, I had to keep quiet for 6 weeks and not say a word. And whispering was a lot worse than screaming after seeing it on video for myself. And so the scary thing is that when that happened, I had to carry on working. 2 weeks later, I had to get back in the saddle. Otherwise, I wasn't going to be able to pay my bills. So the one instrument that you got to do, one lesson I did figure out in this point in time was, just look after your voice. It's the one instrument cannot be replaced. It's not a guitar string or a drum skin. So that is kind of the story of what happened with the original One Day Remains Break the Silence demo. And that was probably the most exciting time, I believe, starting to walk into the field of the record business. Oh dear. Well, so I hope you enjoyed this. So awesome to share this with you. So I hope you have a good one. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to follow us on the social medias, and check us out, and take good care of yourself and enjoy music. God bless. Take care.